Hello, Miss Honoree. How are you doing today?
Still good.
Still good.
Still good. How
For
are
anyone
you?
that's paying attention, we are on a book marketing mastery run.
That's right.
The run. And we're
Yes.
kicking off chapter 8 in this video.
Yeah.
In the last video, we talked about the life cycle of your book's marketing. And in chapter 8, you get into distribution.
Yeah.
And distribution is super important, whether you're traditionally published, self-published, whatever the case may be. Your book's distribution really matters because it's how your book gets in the hands of its readers.
Yeah.
And you've broken this chapter into several sections, one of which I absolutely found fascinating because I heard people saying, "Are you going to go wide?" And I was like, "I don't know."
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
So you talk about exclusivity, and you also talk about going wide for the win. So do you want to dive into that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what distribution is. Distribution is how and where people find your books. Where are they able to buy your books? And exclusivity is really specifically talking about Amazon exclusivity, because Amazon has an exclusivity option for people who want to really just have their books available in one place, and the one place that is where a lot of the books are sold, where the majority of books are sold. And so for some people, it makes sense to have one channel of distribution, one place for people to buy their books, one channel to manage, one channel to check on, one dashboard to navigate, all of those things. Or you can do what a lot of authors talk about, and this is really specifically for indie authors, right? Because indie authors are the ones that are self-publishing and they're managing which channels of distribution their books are available through. And so there's this thing called going wide for the win, right? So do you put all your eggs in the Amazon basket, or do you publish on all of the available platforms or many of the available platforms? What are the pros and the cons of Amazon exclusivity versus going wide? And so that's really what we're talking about in this video and in that section of the book.
Right. And so for people that haven't published to Amazon yet, when you get in there, there's KDP, right? So that's their publishing
Yes.
platform. And once you choose to go on KDP, you have a few options. And with the like KDP Select is an exclusivity feature for Amazon, correct?
Yes. So KDP Select is the author facing side. Kindle Unlimited is what readers would know. So if you pay the $11.99 a month, you get unlimited reading for books that are enrolled in Kindle Unlimited or KDP Select on the author side. So you choose as an author whether to enroll in KDP Select in 90-day increments. And you have the option to not participate. You have the option to participate for 90 days. And you also have the option to check a box that says, just keep me in Kindle Unlimited forever. If you choose to be in Kindle Unlimited during your 90 days, you have the option to do a promotion. And you have two options. You can do a free book promotion, which is, I think, up to, I think they're both the same, 7 days. It's either 5 days or 7 days, where you can say, I want my book to be free or discounted. So you can do a free book promotion, or you can do a price promotion. And you can put it in there for a number of days within your 90-day window, and you get to pick which days there are, with some limitations. They don't like you to be running a free book promo when you're coming out of Kindle Unlimited, or when you're too close to your window closing. Although if you have the automatic renewal, you have a little bit more flexibility with that. So you can run the free book promotion and you can run the price promotion when you are in Kindle Unlimited. If you are not in Kindle Unlimited, you do not get to run price promotions, except unless you manually go in and change your prices. And that brings with it a little bit more of the X factor of whether you'll be able to get into your dashboard and how quickly the price will change, how quickly the price will change back. So manipulating your prices manually is very easy. However, it also requires a little bit of patience, and sometimes what can go wrong does. And so it's really just a matter of whether that program seems like it's interesting to you, or if you want to think about whether you want to publish on all of the platforms.
Right. So in my case, I didn't have I didn't have Amazon exclusivity. I didn't go into KDP Select, but I did print through Amazon on KDP. I put my ebook on there, my paper, and my hardcover.
Yeah.
And then we went wide, right? So can you talk a little bit about what that's like?
Yes. So going wide means you are publishing on available platforms. Among them are the big names in the group are Ingram Spark. So you can publish through Ingram Spark, and an advantage, and specifically for, and really talking about Amazon exclusivity and choosing into Kindle Unlimited, I would be remiss if I did not mention that is for ebooks only.
Right.
However, there are some distribution limitations for physical books. If you choose expanded distribution through Amazon, then you're not able to go through Ingram for expanded distribution because they don't really play well together in the sandbox.
Right.
So if you want to publish your book physically, the physical copies of your book, hardcover and paperback, through Ingram Spark, you're going to want to stay out of Amazon's expanded distribution. So there's no cross channels, and you'll be able to use that ISBN wherever you go. And you're going to want to get your own ISBN. That's a conversation for another day, but make sure that you are buying your own ISBNs and you have ownership of those. So when you go over to Ingram Spark, you're able to publish your ebook on all of their channels if you are not exclusive to Amazon. Amazon's terms and conditions are very strict, and with AI, it has caused some additional challenges, specifically around the ebook. If you use your ISBN and you publish only on Kindle Unlimited, you can't have the book available anywhere else at all for any reason, as long as you're in Kindle Unlimited. Not even free on your website, not even as a gift anywhere. You have to just be available to Amazon through Amazon solely and exclusively. If you choose to stay out of exclusivity, then you have the opportunity to put your ebook through all of the other channels up to and including Ingram Spark and a couple I have not mentioned. So there's Draft to Digital, and Draft to Digital is a one-stop, not shop, but publishing distribution option for indie authors that will distribute to Kobo and libraries and all of the different places. So there are so many. Every time I log in there, they say, we have another one, right? So there's all of the things. So Books A Million and Biblio and all of the things. You'll want to just go to drafttodigital.com and check on those, and they are an aggregator. Now you can go to each of those places. Going wide has different options as well. So you can go to something like Draft to Digital, and they're going to push your book files out and publish it everywhere. Barnes and Noble is a big one, I forgot. But you can also go to Apple. You can also go to iBooks and publish your books. You can go to each of those platforms individually and upload your book files and create book files like you do in Amazon and in Ingram and in Draft to Digital, and you can publish it exclusively, individually through each one. That to me sounds like a big headache and a lot of administrative work for the little bit of
right
a little bit of percentage I'm going to give up as an author. So I'm happy to pay the folks at Draft to Digital, just like I'm happy to pay the folks at Amazon and at Ingram Spark. They are allowing my book to be available digitally, audio, and paperback and hardcover, as sizes allow, all over everywhere. Right? It's kind of like, wow, it costs a lot to mail that book, but it's a lot more to get in my car and deliver the book myself rather than letting the post office take it. So I'm happy for that to happen. So it might make sense to talk about why you would choose one over the other.
Right. Yep.
So I can just do that very briefly. As I mentioned, Amazon does sell the lion's share of books. And for a long time, I was exclusive to Amazon, although with AI coming more into play and miscommunications and the ability for the AI to misinterpret the way book files are uploaded. I had the unfortunate experience of being locked out of my account because there was the AI picked up that I had violated the terms of service, which I did not. So I had to appeal and appeal and appeal, and finally they said, "Oh, right, you're good, you're fine." I've had a very good friend of mine whose account was blocked and terminated, and lost his income for a period of time, which is very distressing. And he was exclusive to Amazon. And so it made me really question my assumption, as I often do, about whether being exclusive to Amazon is really the thing that you want to do as an author. So if you have very limited time, and you only want to have one dashboard to deal with, I would say Amazon would be a great opportunity for you. However, it does not take much more to upload your files and create your book profiles on the other platforms and make it so that your book can go everywhere and be everywhere all the time, and get you into the hands of other readers. Now, pulling out of the exclusivity means you don't have the opportunity to do those price promotions. You don't get to be in Kindle Unlimited, so you don't get paid for page reads. So depending upon how voraciously the readers of your genre are, you may be in a genre that, or writing on a topic where the readers are voracious, and you would miss out on a lot of money because they are reading those pages very, very quickly. Romance is one of those. Epic fantasy is one of those, right? So it depends on what it is that you're writing. And I'm mainly talking about nonfiction. And I'm only talking specifically from experience about nonfiction. But I do know that there are authors who are in Kindle Unlimited and they do very well. However, I don't know that they've thought about what would happen if their account were blocked, or they were locked out of their account and they were just never able to get back in there, because then you've lost your stream of income. So that's concerning to me. So with my more recent books, I am still publishing on Amazon. I still love Amazon. They gave me a career. So I'm very grateful and blessed to have that platform and have had that platform come to be, because now I have the education and experience that I have. But I am now publishing wide for all of my books and utilizing the different promotional opportunities that are available through Draft to Digital and through Ingram Spark and all of the other companies that serves.
And I think, with your point about having that wide distribution, it may you may need to counter that, right? So, like, let's say one of the nice things about having exclusivity with any particular platforms that they might be more inclined to promote your product
Yes.
because you do have exclusivity. You can
Yes.
counter some of that through things like ad campaigns, to
Yes.
try and to increase some of that investment and visibility on those platforms. So that's an option for people that decide to go wide. The other nice thing about working with a wide distribution is, if you're doing a lot of promotional stuff with the product on its launch, using links through, like, this is all the things you taught me, like book funnel links for free copies of the ebook, and that you lose the opportunity to do that if you're exclusive, right? So
Yeah.
excellent, very good stuff. Do you have anything else you want to put on the conversation about exclusivity or wide for the wins? I think that was a
I just think it's a personal choice,
Mhm.
and I encourage authors to really do their due diligence and honestly to think about book marketing. And this is the whole purpose of You Must Market Your Book, is to really get authors to think about their own personality, the job of the book, the time and the money they have available to market their book. And that will inform and influence whether Amazon is the right place to publish as the solo option, or if going wide right out of the gate is the best option, or if being exclusive for 90 days and then going wide is the option, or kind of playing it by ear but not having the auto renew feature, and understanding that there's paid advertising that is the option, that is the alternative to that. It's really thinking through all of those things, knowing that all of those are options, and really thinking them through as they apply to your book and to your book business.
I love it. Yeah, because I mean, each person has their own unique situation. To
Right.
your, yeah, I couldn't agree more on that. I mean, it's one thing for, I mean, you and I both know people that have made an absolute great living being exclusive to certain
And still
platforms.
do.
Yep.
Yes.
And they do
Yes.
just fine like that. And if you were to try and build um, your empire around their model, it may not work out the same for you because different genre, different time period of getting
That's
the
right.
market, those types of things. I met an author this last week who's he was in the right place at the right time when Kindle Vella launched, and he just did fantastic there,
Yep.
right? But he had a unique experience that I would not have if I were to get on Kindle Vella today. I may also have a great positive experience on there, but it's probably going to be different just because of the time period with which we've accessed the platform. And um, you know, he was one of the first names in the room.
Right. And I think about sustainability, right?
Right.
It's like just because someone's doing great today, I know authors that have been like, Honoree, I've had my first $10,000 month, and they think in their mind it's 10,000 this month and 10,500 next month and 11,500 the month after that, and then 20,000. And they don't understand that it's not just a rocket ride to the moon, right? You have to keep marketing your book, and you have to keep writing new books and putting new books in the market, or continue marketing your books until the end of time. And even then, if you look at other art forms, the number one song on the chart today might be number one for 52 weeks, but someday there's going to come a new song that's going to knock it off the charts, or a movie that's number one in the theaters today might do really great and then be released in theaters and be great. But then 25 years later, you're like, whatever happened to Top Gun? Right? It's not making the same money, is my point. You don't just continue to have sustained or growth in your book royalties and book sales. You can't be a one-trick pony. You have to continue to write and market and iterate and optimize all along the way.
Right.
And so he did really well in Kindle Vella, but I would imagine his numbers have come down as well. And
Oh
now
yeah.
he's looking at different things that he needs to do. And so there's no one thing. It's like, oh, some people are lucky and they get in there, but and I'd rather be lucky than good, but I also need to be good in order to be successful long term. So I just want to kind of put
Right.
that thought in there about sustainability and longevity. It's really important.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Zach, actually, for those that aren't familiar, Zach Bohannon's a mutual friend, and he's a coach for me on the fiction side. He was introduced to me by Honoree. They're very close. He's a fantastic human.
Yeah.
Zach taught me a little something about, like, even before we even started writing word one of a fiction novella, like, what do you want the purpose of this book to be? Do you want it to be a lead magnet that strengthens your email list, or do you want it to be a lead magnet that resides in a platform and you're more worried about revenue on the platform, whereas over here you're not worried about revenue, you're worried about the email addresses.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I never really thought about that in the context of distribution. And for the launch, I chose give me email addresses, please. The novels that follow that novella, that will not be the strategy. It will be platform based. It will be to
Right.
generate revenue.
Right.
Right. So it's just
So
interesting to think.
novella is going to get you the email list that are going to get the fans, that are going to get the book purchasers, that are
That's
going to
right.
get the book readers, and the fans that are going to perpetuate. The best way for someone to discover your book is through a recommendation. So
Right.
someone's going to love you, join your email list, tell a friend. All of those things happen with intentionality.
That's right. So
Yep.
very cool. Well, this is a critical topic in the book, and I don't want people to read that 2.5 pages or 2 pages on this section and go, got it, and then flip. Like, really take some time to think about how this works into your book marketing strategy, because it's a decision you have to stick with, at least in the, like you were saying, in at least a quarter to 2 quarters out, when you make this decision, and you only get to launch that book once. So you need to, well, I should take that back. I take that back. You don't necessarily get to launch the book once, but you do get one shot at that launch of that book. So
That's
you
right.
want to make sure you get it right.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, Ms. Honoree, well, thank you so much. In our next video, we'll talk about cool marketing ideas, which is a continuation from chapter 8. So where can we find Book Marketing Mastery? Or sorry, you must market your book. I'm going to go ahead and edit
You
that
can
out.
find Book Marketing Mastery under courses on my website. Thank you, Lucas. But you can find You Must Market Your Book wherever books are sold.
You can tell what I do all day for a living.
That's right. That's right. Buy the course. Get the course. Or
All right.
monetize your book with a course or something like that.
Yeah, all of it. Get it all. It's great.
Get it all. Go get them.
All of it will help you market.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and close this one up, and we'll see you in the next episode, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.